All right, guys, how's it going? Now, before I proceed and talk to you about what's in today's Spanish football dailies, I would like to remind you that I'll be hosting a live stream this afternoon at 2 p.m. UK time and one at 7 p.m. UK this evening if you can't make this afternoon. How's about that then? How are you doing? All right. So, I have been out and bought the 3 Spanish football dailies for you, and also the daily race. I will pronounce that word. I thought I'd buy an English paper today. I mentioned it in my shout outs and my morning briefing videos. I don't usually buy an English paper, but I thought I'd buy one for when I go for a didgeridoo, a Michael Knight, a Threepenny Bit. I got the 3 papers. I went to the garage this morning on the scooter and they didn't have all 3. They only had 2. So I had to go to the next town along with my scooter. I was raging, but I got them all for you. Thanks to Jen and Gareth Turner of Cop Heights of Anfield, who have contributed to the newspapers this week. Hopefully I can get these for you tomorrow as well. We're keeping an eye on these at the moment. We did throughout the transfer window, as you know, purely because of the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation and Real Madrid. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm expecting something to be in these papers every day. Quite the opposite, actually. As I mentioned in a recent video on here, the Liverpool Echo, they were saying that it was the Real Madrid's interest was being ramped up in Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that they were suggesting that the media were going on and on and on and on and on about Real Madrid's interest. So I'm kind of buying these to try and prove to you that that's not the case, right? Or it certainly hasn't been the last week. It might change, and I expect that we will see some of that later in the month, all right? And it will originate from Spain, I think, as well, because Real Madrid are going to play Liverpool soon, right? And they're masters of this. They play the media, especially in this publication. They tell this publication what to write. Liverpool don't tell the likes of Paul Joyce at the Times what to write, but they can certainly influence what he does write. In Spain, it's a lot more hardcore than that. Basically, Real Madrid dictate what goes in that paper, especially. So, is there anything to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold in any of those 3 football Spanish dailies today? No, there's nothing. There's also nothing to do with Cuba at Real Sociedad in Liverpool, a player that was linked with us for some time. There's nothing to do with Milli Vanilli at Valencia, Mamadashvili. But there is a lot of stuff today in these newspapers about Martin Zubimendi. And I mean, like, literally all over the place, right? And but that's because of the Spain game last night. Spain were outstanding last night. I don't know if you know about that. They beat Serbia 3-0. Martin Zubimendi. Listen, I know you lay people pronounce it Zubimendi. I live in Spain. I've asked all my Spanish workmen and followers of football here. They said Zubimendi. All right, that's what we're doing. You know that I'm a stickler for pronouncing things properly around here. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, if it's Jack Daniels or John Smith. Anyway, so Zubimendi, all over the newspapers, star ratings for his performance last night. There's even a special bit here on him. I'm just going to show you that for validation. Someone said in the summer, you need to show us what you're talking about. So I'm just going to validate that. All right. What's it say? Basically saying, as Brendan Rodgers would say, the character. That's what it says there, the character. We're going to look at what all that says about Martin Zubimendi. I'm not going to go through every single page. It's all to do with his performance for Spain last night. He was outstanding. I'm going to translate this for you. I've already done it at the cafe this morning, thanks to those of you that support my YouTube channel and enable me to go and get a couple of coffees while I'm doing this for you. I will be doing a video after this video about Martin Zubimendi, something that I want you to watch for today, all right? So if you are remotely interested in Zubimendi, there will be another video after this one. If you're not interested, you don't have to tell me, right? No one cares if you're interested or not. When I do a video about him, you get people going, I don't want to know about Martin Zubimendi. Well, it's in the fucking title of the video, his name. So anyway, right, let's go back to what was said today. The character, as Brendan Rodgers would say. He is already established in the elite of European football. The Real Sociedad player is one of those enjoyable to watch. one who improves football. Like, he improves football. He's so outstanding that it's a joy to watch him play football. His arrival at that category of a standout player is reserved for the chosen ones, is now a fact. As Rafa would say, yeah, fact. For sure, for sure. Set the pace Spain needed is the next sub-bit. He likes simple football, enjoys making the ball move so his teammate, the recipient of the pass, doesn't have to. Against Serbia, Zubimendi, he led. He was calm, and when he had to make a difference, he delivered the pass. Exemplary. Then they talk about the European Cup final. Now, basically, the exact translation, which is not always good, but basically they're saying the exact translation is neither in the final nor now does his pulse tremble. In other words, in the it didn't in the final and it doesn't now. He doesn't fail, you know, like he doesn't lose his cool kind of thing. Zubimendi faced the challenge of entering the Euro Cup final. His pulse didn't tremble. He shows no hints or doubt now either. His football convinces people, right? And as a good midfielder, he greatly improves his team. Great work, it says. And then it goes on to say, not even injuries stop the European champions. De La Fuente said that victories lead to more victories. And the truth is, this Spain side seems unstoppable. De La Fuente is the manager, if you like, of Spain. Do you remember when I went to America last year, and I got a flight back from I flew back from New York to Madrid. I'd been out there to see my boy Smooth, my best friend, and I got a flight from Madrid to Alicante, only about 50 minutes or something like that. And I was sat next to this bloke on the aisle next to me. It's only a very, very small plane, 2 seats, space, 2 seats. You can't take hand luggage on it. It's that small of a plane, right? And this guy next to me, like, I was like, I recognise this mother from somewhere, you know. And he was quite, you know, smart and dapper. And I knew I recognised his face. I didn't know who it was. And a couple of people wanted pictures with him in that. And I was like, who the fuck is it? You know what I mean? So I was like, I thought he was an Italian football manager. He had that Italian look. I thought, he's an Italian football manager. I'm sure he is. It was De La Fuente. It was a Spain manager. I didn't even know. Sat next to him on the whole flight. Could you imagine that? If I'd have known that, I'd have been talking to him about various Spaniards and Spanish football. And do you know what I mean? I'm an idiot, aren't I? But at the time when I mentioned it in one of my videos, everybody didn't even know his name, Dunk. You know, nobody really knew him. Anyway, so they're going to talk about the injuries that they have, but it's not stopping them. This Spain side captivates with its football and team spirit, as the players and coach show with their gestures and decisions. In the second half against Serbia, with a lineup that had little to do with the Euros, they excelled. They believe in what they do and have managed to make everyone think like them, enjoy much of this selection. You know, they call it the selection here, like this team, this squad. Martin Zubimendi, at a moment during the match against Serbia, that's just going on about the photograph that's there and telling you about, you know, basically it's a photograph of Zubimendi. Right, hang on. I'm sure I had some more. There was another little bit in another newspaper where it was talking about each player's, you know, well, not each player, but the ones that stood out for Spain. And this one was Zubimendi played as he wanted, like he was given license. He just played as he wanted. All the papers bigging him up today. What else have we got? Hey, we've got something else to do with him. Okay. Yeah, Zubimendi played as he wanted. Marino respected his importance. Blah, blah, blah. The game appeared early, very well organised by a midfield in which Zubimendi is loosening up more each day, accompanied by the rise of the fullbacks. It was a constant. Again, they're just singling Zubimendi out. Bear with me, please. And a final bit from one of the other newspapers was basically calling him the guide, saying he is responding wonderfully as Rodri's substitute. He doesn't just limit himself to defending and a left-footed shot. Sorry, was very close to going in the top corner. His confidence is at its peak. These are all multiple journalists in these publications going on about Zubimendi. And if you were to believe all these things about Zubimendi's performance last night, and you would be saying we need him at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to let you know how that player is doing, okay? But I will be doing a video about Zubimendi after this one, which I would like you to take a quick look at. Now, Real Sociedad, the club that he plays for, they've just extended the contract of one of their very promising youngsters. I'm not going to read this out because you won't be interested and maybe you won't know who this youngster is. The reason I mention it is because there is still no sign of a new contract being agreed with Zubimendi. A lot of these so-called content creators wanted you to believe that Real Sociedad were offering him more money to stay in the summer. He was going to sign a new contract. No mention of it whatsoever. In fact, I think the El Presidente, the club president, had said that was never for discussion in the summer. I don't believe Zubimendi wanted more money. Not motivated by money. He was offered 3 times his salary to go to Liverpool, I believe, which is why Manchester City, I don't see him going anywhere in the January window. I don't think he'll leave his club. He wanted to move to Liverpool, but he wanted the blessing of his club, you know, and it was quite clear that they weren't giving him that blessing, and that is why he didn't move. Some fans, Liverpool fans, think that means he's not ambitious or he's not, you know, manly enough. I would say quite the opposite. You know, we want players to be loyal. You want Trent Alexander-Arnold to say, hang on, I'm from around here. I play for Liverpool Football Club. I've been with this club since I was a kid. No one could fucking take me. All right? You want that, right? And how often do you see players say that? Yes, Zubimendi, born in that region, playing for one of those clubs in that region is such a big deal. To progress his career, he needs, you know, like people to say, thank you, thanks for all you've done, go and test yourself in, you know, in another European country or the Premier League or whatever. And he didn't get that, you know, so I don't see him bailing mid-season. I do think his future will be up for discussion in the summer. And I believe that contact this is my own personal opinion based on information that I'm picking up along the way from people that I know, is that contact between Richard Hughes and his agent, with whom they are very close, has continued. There's also been suggestions that Richard Hughes has met up with him post-transfer deadline day, well, the deadline day is not so important. What I mean is post the transfer window. So I would keep an eye on it. And that's why I want you to watch my next video about Martin Zubimendi, something that I picked up on comms last night on the commentary, and I've had verified for me. And it's important. I want you to know about that. I didn't want to do it just in this video in case people didn't watch this video. All right, guys, that's it. That's your lot. Thanks to Jen and Gareth Turner for, you know, contributing for the newspapers. The other troops on last night's stream, you know, that get me a coffee to go and do this for you and that. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You know that. If you appreciate this video, please give it a thumbs up, all right? It's what the kids say. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck whether someone thumbs it up or not, but apparently that's what I'm supposed to say to you. So thumbs up the video if you can be asked. If you thumbs it down, I hope you have nothing but misery happen to you over the next 10 years, all right? Please leave me a comment if you've got anything that you want to feedback on this. And if you want to buy me a beer, not that I'm into a beer at the moment, but if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, hit the super thanks button, which the love out under the video, and let me know how you want me to treat myself. I don't want a beer. I had beers at the weekend. You know what I mean? Maybe at the weekend. We're doing Saturday night streaming this weekend, guys. All right, so bear that in mind. Saturday night on here, and it'll be the last one for at least a month. I think. So if you like Saturday night streaming, do come along to that. But yeah, hit the super thanks button if you want to support me. In the video description are other ways of supporting the channel. You can become a channel member, VIP member, whatever you want. But more importantly, get in the video description, join the newsletter. All right, join it. It's completely free. I think you'll enjoy it. The feedback I get is very good. The growth is going through the roof. And this is how Cop Talk started, originally a newsletter back in the 1990s, all right? There's also a chat room in the video description that you can join on your mobile devices. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people from the comment section across Cop Talk TV are in there. And also, you can follow me on social media. All right, guys, so I hope you appreciate this video. I'll be back with you, and I'll be talking to you real soon. All right, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock today, don't forget.